Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The scenario is Lover in the Ice. It was written by Caleb Stokes, and it's part of the Delta Green universe. I'm your game master, and this is episode 4. Our recap will be given by Matt Ryan as his character, Agent Warthog, Dick Todd. So, without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Matt?
Field notes, 7 Jan, 8 Jan, who knows? Finally got some sleep. Flopped in hotel. All crash. Late night cataloging green box items. Weird shit, of course. Puzzles, ciphers. Is there a connection? Item. First one awake. Head with hatchet. Item 3 on list. Moving around. Trying to escape. Rolling up vertical surfaces. Takes whole team to capture it, bumbling around like the MF Stooges. Item. Orange residual goo suggests Mills, green box keeper, was transformed into creature that tried to face fuck me. Husk of Mrs. Mills remains of second transformed creature. Item. Local cop invites Keys to view murder/body of homeless man. Keys and dock assigned. Item. Last catalog item. Report by Ryan Whitehead. Item 10, see list. Recounts encounter with jungle lust monster in Brazil. I think. See evidence. Lust monsters. As described. Arms and hands. Head mostly mouth. Torso. No legs. Large dragging phallus. Gathered evidence, bloody handprint, suggests chimpanzee-sized. Whitehead story suggests creature can transform others. Mills house evidence corroborates idea. Story also suggests creature can be slain by standard procedures. Thought. Creature indigenous to Earth, extraterrestrial, interdimensional, need living sample.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. So Agent Keys has gone over to the trailer to get on the computer and wait for Detective Filigree. Doc, did you go with him over there?
I'll finish up my coffee and then head over.
Okay.
Now that it's lukewarm.
And what were the rest of the three of you doing? You were going back to the house? Was that it? No.
What is it? I was going to go and see Miss Cambria to try to get that password we had requested, if that isn't already in there.
All right. And Agent Warthog and Agent Cavalier.
I don't know. What are we going to do, Cavalier?
Well, I haven't been able to figure this box out, right?
Correct. You're working on the 8th iteration.
8th.
And it's only about 3 centimeters across at this point.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. You know, there are a lot of infinite components to some of these items. As I was going through them again, like this box that you've been working on, Cavalier, it could go forever. And that
possible?
Well, I don't know, but that cylinder I turned around, in the mirror, that comic strip went forever, and that's not scientifically possible. But that was infinite. And there was another one. The pictures throughout time. I mean, remember that? Remember there were those 2 people with the Roman busts and then all the paintings and then up to, I mean, that's kind of infinite too. I don't know if there's a thread there. It just came up as I was copying over my field notes.
So you think I'm wasting my time with this thing?
I don't know if I would put it so bluntly, but I think that our efforts might be better served in the field.
Cavalier,
there
do
anything
an
missed from
intelligence.
Mills?
Oops, I'm sorry.
Intelligence roll?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's a extreme success.
that's extreme success. You realize that everything about the box has had to do with some complexity with the number 9. 9-sided box. You have a funny feeling that the 9th box is the last one. I mean, you can't get much smaller.
And I'm on the 8th box.
And you're on the 8th. And Agent Warthog, just to clarify, when you're looking at all of the paintings and the pictures and the busts, you're not seeing the same person, because you see them in various stages of youth, middle age, old age. It's just the same people over and over again. The children look like the parents look like the old people. So it's like generation after generation after generation, except that they all look exactly the same. That's kind of even creepier. It's like they're all clones, and they always continue to be clones of themselves. All right.
Well, what do you think we should do? Think we should go out and try and hunt down this escaped creature? That is part of our job.
Yes, but if you tell me that revelation you had about that you think the 9th box might be significant, then
I would, yeah.
It might be.
I mean, it's only 2 steps away. Try to figure it out. How smart are you?
I don't know.
On a scale of, like 3 to 18.
Or 1 to 100 maybe. I could try it. If you're really stumped, but
have a look and see. I've been on this one for 2 days, I think now.
Well, the Cavalier explains to you that the first couple of boxes were fairly easy, and they got progressively harder. And last few boxes were getting into some theoretical calculus and trying to figure out what the next move would be. At this point, when you start to fiddle with it, you don't have a clue what it's doing. But do you have any occult or mythos?
I do have occult. Can I make an occult roll?
Sure.
That's a pass.
Okay. You start to think that it might have something to do with some weird sort of stuff that you've read in some weird texts, maybe back at Miskatonic University or Harvard or something like that. Something about the number 9 is rolling around in your head. But you don't know what. I mean, it seems like you're getting into real weird quantum theory sort of stuff at this point.
Mm. Yeah.
Correlations between quantum theory and ancient mathematics. But you don't immediately solve it. It's
right, yeah, and I say to Cavalier that other than this being a little trippy and weird, I don't know if I'm going to be any better at this than you have been. But we might as well wait for the team and see what they uncover before we go shooting up the suburbs.
All right. Agent Keys.
Yeah, I can just keep working on it then.
Okay.
Wait.
Agent Keys, you are in front of the computer.
Yeah.
You still figure you got about 15 minutes before.
Okay. Well, I want to find that Bible that we found before.
The Bible? Okay.
Yeah. And I just want to make sure that's next to me. So first off, just out of curiosity, I'm going to search up the Starkweather expedition, because that was one of the things. Just search it up, see if anything interesting comes out of that.
All right.
But it's more out of curiosity rather than...
There are online records. from Miskatonic University that there were at least 2 expeditions to Antarctica that were trying to find if, in fact, Antarctica was one continent or 2. They were trying to probe through the ice and find that out. The first expedition, which I can't think of off the top of my head, ended in disaster. Nobody survived. Nobody was quite sure. The second expedition was the Starkweather Moor expedition, and they were sent to find out what happened to the first expedition. They also never showed up again.
Okay.
But other than that, yeah, they think that they were just mishap. That's Antarctica.
So, I'll make a note on. They've gone, but 2 groups have gone missing. There might have been another expedition at some point. Who knows?
Of course, there's a bigger question. If they were completely lost, how do you have some of these artifacts?
True. Very true. And I'll make note of that. Big question marks on my bit of paper. So also, I want to look to see if there's any, other than the password for the heating board thing, I want to see if there's any files that are password encrypted on the computer.
Well, the computer itself is kind of divided. Any stuff that was personal to Skip is actually, you've already broken into it.
Okay.
The stuff that actually has to do with the government, the running of the power grid and all of that, that's what's encrypted.
Okay. So I'm going to look at the Bible verses again. I'm going to have a look at them. And I want to see if I could figure out, because Skip obviously went a little bit crazy, if he had made, if there's any correlation between the password and the Bible verses. Or...
Well, we'll say that you look up all of the passwords, all of the passages in the scriptures. You read them through. They all just seem like random verses.
Okay.
Do you want to do a sig int roll?
Yes, I will. Oh, fuck me. Oh, I have 70, but I got 78.
Hey, Keys, you making any progress?
I'll spend luck, because I have luck, so I'll spend 8 luck to get a success.
You can't spend luck in Delta Green. What are you
We don't
talking
spend
about?
luck in Delta
I don't spend luck, shit.
Yeah, because luck is just a flat 50.
Your luck is just 50.
Flat 50 roll, okay. Shit. Okay, I failed. So, yeah.
Be sure to check it, though.
Jared, you want to have a go at it? Do you have SIGINT?
Oh, no, I don't.
How about just roll intelligence?
Oh, man. I'm really struggling.
That's a 3.
You got a
Out
3.
of 85.
Oh, shit.
Well, it immediately strikes you, considering all of the things that that Agent Keys has gone through. He's got a piece of paper in his hand with things written on it that have been scratched out one by one. Maybe that's the password.
Okay.
And so,
Yeah,
Agent
Keys, let me see that real quick. The paper, not the Bible.
Okay. Yeah, but there you go. If you can figure it out, I will do what I can with the computer.
All right, so these are all crossed out. Try that one.
Okay.
So you type in 1 Corinthians, whatever it was. Yep,
Yeah.
that's the password. You have
Okay.
the password in your hand all along.
Okay, we're in.
So you are
Awesome.
in the grid. What you see on the grid, I don't have a representation to show you, but it's basically the layout of the whole city. And you can see where there are power drains.
Okay.
You can see where electricity has been restored and where it hasn't. Now, in Skip Mill's area, there are only a few houses that seem to have survived the storm. Power lines were knocked down in a lot of cases. But there's maybe, a dozen or so houses not too far from Mills that also have power. You also see the local high school right nearby. You see the college district, which is all got power. You also get all of the data on when power was restored and all that sort of stuff. Power was restored at the college yesterday. Power never failed right in Skip's neighborhood, except for most of the houses. You can also guess, because of the previous records, which houses are probably abandoned or were up for sale because there was no power there for a month.
Okay.
But it's complex. There's a lot of them. That's out in the suburbs. There's block after block after block after block of houses.
Oh, Jesus. Doc, this is, there's a lot here, but if you can see around Skip's place, there are a few houses that I can assume are occupied somewhere. Some of them would be occupied.
Yeah, occupied or at least warm.
Yeah, so maybe...
Which... Do you think we can print off a map of this? Is there a printer in here?
Yeah, there should be a printer.
Okay.
Yeah. And then...
yeah, let's print off a map of this, and then...
we could text one of the others to come pick it up, and they can...
We can start making a trail, or a potential trail.
Because then you say it left through the roof or something, or?
Yeah, it smashed a hole in the ceiling and then crawled out there was a crawl space, and it crawled out of the crawl space.
So you can try to guess its route.
Before he gets to your door, because the trailer is lifted up and there's wooden steps coming up to the door, you can hear clunk, 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 clunk on the stairs, and then there's a knock on the door.
Okay. Oh shit, he's.
I'll get that. You take care of this.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll just guess. I'll circle all the houses on there, and I'll make a trail of some kind, off assumptions.
Okay. You answer the door, and it is a police detective. Hi, I'm Detective Filigree. I'm looking for Mr. Weathers.
Oh, yeah, he's in here. You must be the deputy.
Yes. Kind of working my own case just to see if I. And he kind of looks embarrassed. He says, "I'm not really a detective, but that's what I'm after. I want to become one."
Vertical mobility is always.
How you doing today, Phil?
It's wanted.
I'm doing great. Were you able to get the grid up?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just did.
I hide the what we were doing just in one of the drawers, and then I usher him over so he can have a look at the screen.
Oh, excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's quite a bit of.
Your name was
Filigree.
Filigree. Okay.
Filigree.
Landesknecht.
You'll have to help me pronounce that.
Call me Doc. Everyone does.
All right, Doc. You're a doctor, huh? Well, so here's the thing. Let's take a look at this. Now, here, and he points to an area that is probably within a half a mile of Skip's house. Okay. He says, here's where we found the body, at this strip mall at the end of this block. Does
the strip mall have power?
The strip mall does not have power at the moment.
Okay.
But there's just some anomalies that make me think that this was maybe not a homeless guy. you know.
Mm.
So I was kind of thinking that maybe he came from one of the houses that still had power. So I figure where he is here, that, you know, within a certain radius.
When was the body found?
Body
it
was
was-
found.
If it was found in the morning, then ideally the guy was out wandering in the middle of the night, and that would severely limit his mobility.
Well, it was found on January 5th at 10 a.m.
Okay.
So 2 days ago.
Okay. Yeah. So we shouldn't expect a marathon from this guy.
Now, you're a doctor, you said? I mean, maybe
Yes.
you'd like to take a look.
It's
Yeah,
why
I
I brought him
can.
along.
I can do a quick
All right.
examination.
Well, I got my car, so if you want, we can go down to the county morgue.
Yeah, and I can go there officially under the guise of scoping out medical equipment. You know.
Well, the policeman's bringing you along, so.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
well, the FEMA doesn't like us working other stuff while we're on the clock.
Yeah, if you guys head to the car, I'll be there in just 2 minutes. I just need to log out of the grid and all that.
Federal
stuff.
bureaucracy and all that.
All right.
However, I'm actually going to mark the strip mall on the map that we printed out, and maybe because then I can draw a line, a theory line.
Well,
Towards
you
that
should
area.
bring the map with you so that we can check out some of these houses that are.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
If I was going to have to go
Print
door
off.
to door,
I'll
Print
print
off
off
a couple.
another map.
it would
Yeah,
take
I'll
me
print
forever
off
if I
a-
went door to door.
I'll print off a map for me to have, a map for Doc, and then I'm going to leave this one that we were drawing on
Okay.
on the desk.
All right, cool. So while that's going on, Cavalier and Agent Forrest, you walked over to the main building, and once again, like yesterday, it was just packed with people, all of them complaining, even worse than before. And you look past the crowd, and you can see our what's her name?
Miss Cambria.
Yeah, Miss Cambria. She's being run ragged. She's just going back and forth. You're not sure whether you should. Well, it's up to you whether you push forward, which will probably piss everybody in line off, or.
Step aside, official business.
All right. So you push forward, let people get out of your way. They look angry and complainy. And you get up to her, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you're one of the FEMA people.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, what we're going to have to do is reset that password. I've put in a request, but I haven't gotten a response yet. It's just been a day.
Sure. What is it? Is there another person that happens to have access to a separate account? More than anything, we need that information so that we can determine which houses have power and which don't, if we're going to organize a response here.
Yeah, I'm just afraid that it's still disaster in mode. So we will get you that information as soon as we possibly can.
Alrighty, and I'm going to leave her my cell phone number and say, call me the very second this comes up. What is it? Like I said, this is in a rescue response, so people's lives could very well be in danger.
I understand.
And I will step aside and leave her to her business, not knowing that the guys left the trailer. I would probably go straight there to see what.
Well, that was happening at the same time. So as you are stepping out of the building, you see them stepping out onto the porch of the trailer.
What is it?
You're just across the parking lot from them.
All right.
we'll be able to see you, I assume. So.
I will wave to them, and if they don't wave me over, I'm just going to keep walking.
I will wave
Okay,
them over.
yeah. I'll come over then. Hey, gays.
Forrest, we have access to the grid, by the way.
Oh,
yep,
good.
We just got that.
Oh, good. What is it? The lady at the front desk is completely swamped. She probably wouldn't have been able to get us access there for quite a while. It's fortuitous.
It's a zoo in there.
Yeah, don't worry.
Honestly, I'd go in there. I'd go in there and tell her that we've got the passwords, just so she has a little bit less on her plate.
Well, if we got the password and we got the information we need, we can start doing our job here. Do you want me to go get Ward or Dick and Corey and basically go? Driving around and getting to work?
Well, Forrest, if you go get them in the trailer, I've left a map. I've marked up possible locations as within our business that we are currently conducting that you could check out.
Understood,
Yeah.
Alex.
And
what is it?
The system's still logged in there, so.
Yep. I'll start. What is it? I'll start getting the boys on our day job here while you guys take care of this little side project. All right.
Sounds good.
What is it? Call me if you need me.
Sure thing.
Do.
All right, and then I'm going to get the map and then get Dick and Corey. What is it? And take our vehicle. To go try to chase down some of the sites.
Okay. Now, when you get that map in your hand, you notice that Agent Keys has marked a strip mall on the end, and
what is it? And what is it? Doc and I had chased the trail of the creature up to a tree line, so we at least know a direction that it started in.
Was it a tree line or a fence?
Tree line, I believe.
Well, there were trees, but it was a fence.
And on the map, I marked the possible split locations for it. One going towards the mall, and others going to some of the heated areas.
Well, I'm thinking that knowing which direction it started in would give me a rough estimate of which houses have power in that direction versus the ones that it would have to double back to get to.
What does this map show us, Forrest?
These are the houses that have power, and the one thing we know about that critter is it likes hot temperatures.
It likes to be warm.
Yep. So it's probably going to go, from a cold area to a warm area. So it's going to be drawn to one of these places that has power.
Mills's place was really warm.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, would the power grid show if there was a huge draw of juice like that?
It should show whether or not power is being drawn from the grid. Most meters are, collected over phone lines, basically, so they don't have to send some guy down there in shorts to actually read the meter.
But you're also assuming that it's heated with electricity. It could be heated with oil.
This is true.
Or gas.
So what's the plan here? The three of us are going to go door to door? Or we're going to go to places with power and see if there's a lust monster there?
What is it? I think that we need to drive by and look for unusual activity. Maybe, knock on a couple doors. Although, based on those notes, that the early stages may not be incredibly apparent. But if we go to like a place that has, the attic fan torn out and drag marks going up the side of the building, I think we got our guy.
There might be other ways to tell. Real quick, let's look at what kind of heat we're carrying. I mean, you guys brought back what? 3
Uh,
rifles and a pistol?
Nope. 3 shotguns, 1 long rifle with a scope, and 1 pistol.
Well, I think we should go armed to the balls. I mean, is it a big caliber pistol?
What is it? No, I think it's just a sidearm. It was something that Doc thought in case we needed to conceal a weapon.
And the long arm, is that semi-auto or full auto, or is it some kind of bolt action something?
We never established. I made sure that I got something with a scope, but
More than likely, it's going to be bolt.
yeah.
We just grabbed a big hunting rifle.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
basically.
perfect. So we've got
30-06, 308,
okay.
something like that.
Perfect. So we've got 3 probably pump shotguns. We've got a revolver or a semi-auto. I don't want to sound like a gun nut, but I want to know what we've got.
I didn't distinguish, so I'm going to probably say 38 special just because it's the,
Okay.
probably the most common that could be concealed easily.
Okay. So we've got a revolver, and then we've got perfect. I like that a ton. Okay.
I mean, ultimately here we got 3 people and 5 guns, so I mean, I don't think that armaments are going to be a problem.
Cavalier, are you good with a gun?
Well, yeah.
All right. So that means, and then what about you, Forrest? Are you good with a gun?
I'm fair.
I'm trained
As am I.
pretty well.
All right. So we're all taking a shotgun, and then I think we
There's
packed.
only 3 shotguns.
Hmm.
Oh, there's only 3 of us going, yeah. Okay.
There's only 3 of us going. So, but we'll
Yeah.
bring the 30-06, and then one of us, Cavalier, you or me, should carry the revolver.
What is it? I think that whoever's getting close should carry the revolver because that's not going to do us any good from a distance.
Right. And Cavalier, you were the first one in the attic. So if you're our tunnel guy, I hand you the 357.
All right, I'll take it. You take the long gun then.
Okay. All right, let's ride.
What is it? You want me to? What is it? You want me to drive and just keep the car ready to go?
Sure.
All right, we'll do that.
All right. So you guys get up and you walk to the door, and as you get to the door and open it, Agent Forrest and Agent Warthog, you start out the door, and you look back, and Cavalier is stopped in his tracks, and he's staring at that little box that he's left on the counter, and he's looking like he's working something out in his mind, like maybe the answer is coming to him, how to solve the box.
What is it? You can bring it with. Just come on.
I don't know if we wanted to bring it. Just give him a minute. Cavalier, you think you're close with that box?
Yeah, I think so. Can I finish it? Can I try it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll try my idea.
All right. So he starts fiddling with it, and you can see that he begins to concentrate very hard on solving this thing. You can see little beads of sweat coming off of his forehead as he's doing it. But then suddenly, you see the box sort of open, and you see a look of elation come over his face as he solves it. And suddenly, there is a blinding white flash of light and a crack like an electrical discharge, and a sort of a and the smell of ozone, and there's nothing there. Agent Cavalier has disappeared,
Oh.
and the box has disappeared, and there is just this strong smell of ozone in the room.
Is there a pile of dust where he used to stand?
There is not. There is nothing at all.
How about the outer boxes that he had solved?
They're all gone.
Ooh.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That doesn't sound good.
Quick! Look around the hotel, like our area, the other rooms. That is, maybe he just transported them 4 or 5 feet.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I'm gonna go around and I'm going to try to smell the same kind of burnt ozone smell to see if like there's another area or room that has that.
The smell in your own room is quickly dissipating, and you don't smell that anywhere else.
Oof.
Damn. I text to the other guys, man down, man down.
Actually, that's a good point. I'm just gonna call Cavalier and see if he answers.
Oh, yeah.
There is no answer.
The phone doesn't ring, or
The phone doesn't exist. There's no, I don't know what you get. Yeah, just a dead line, or you'd get no longer
well,
in
it
operation.
goes straight to voicemail.
Okay, so it goes straight to voicemail.
Yeah. I look at Dick and I say, we were in here with another guy, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What about the things that Cavalier had on him? Those are all gone, too?
All of it, his clothes, everything.
Just the box, right? He
And
had
the box.
like his
Shotgun,
personal effects.
the revolver.
That's
Whatever
in the
he
car,
had, whatever he had on his person.
Yeah, I mean, all the guns and stuff were in the car. We were talking about splitting them up, and as we went to leave the room, basically, he went back for the box. So he didn't have any guns on him.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that. Ian will now be playing the part of Deputy Elias Filigree. So, Deputy Filigree and Agent Keys and Doc, you head over to the morgue.
Yep, I'm taking them there to see the body, yeah?
Yep.
Yep.
There are people on duty, of course, but they know Filigree, so they let him in. They let you in with them. And you go downstairs to the refrigeration units, and he takes you to the John Doe that they have found. He opens up the locker and pulls out the slab and pulls back the cloth. So what you see is a young man. He looks like maybe he was in his mid-20s, maybe late 20s. He is African American. But you immediately notice that he is clean shaven. He appears to be well groomed. His fingernails are clipped. And he has a number of stab wounds. You can ask me questions, or you can do medical work.
Oh, yes, I can see what you mean. I can see
what
you mean, Deputy.
He's also he was dressed only in boxer shorts. He had one bare foot. He had a sock on the other foot, and he had a T-shirt, but it was just a wife beater, and not certainly not substantial for being out in the cold.
So, like he was sleeping in it.
Well,
or undressing and then ran off or something.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, this looks odd. Very odd.
Oh,
Doc?
deputy, are there any swabs? Any swabs around here?
Yeah.
I imagine there are. Yeah. Yep.
All right,
Sure.
Oh yeah, over there. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to try and swab the inside of one of the incisions
Okay.
and see if I see any of the orange shit.
You don't, but do an alertness.
Okay. Okay, that's a pass.
Okay. It looks like he's been stabbed at least 4 or 5 times. Most of the wounds wouldn't be lethal, but maybe the last one punctured enough that you think that he probably didn't die from bleeding. He died from exposure. Okay. But on his left thigh, near his groin, you see 4 little puncture marks, and you see a little bit of that orange residue. They're not deep, but they're like what Agent Warthog had. It's just a superficial bite.
Doc, what do you see? Anything interesting?
Well, these. I think he died from exposure. None of these incisions by themselves would be. They'd be exceptionally painful, and if they got infected or were left unattended, they could be fatal. But
okay,
this man looks like he was in a fight. May or may not have lost, and then ran off into the snow. And then there's this over here, and then I point at the incisions.
Oh.
The puncture wounds. That's
okay, so yeah,
interesting.
This is definitely
and I'll raise my eyebrow to Keys.
Yeah,
while also trying to swab up most of the orange shit to get it out of there.
I make a note of it, and
Deputy Filigree, what did you said that this was by the strip mall? Are there any houses near that have?
Well, yeah, it's on the end of a suburban block. He was in the ATM machine, curled up.
Has the guy been identified, Filigree? Do we have any?
We don't know who he is, but Agent Keys do an alertness.
That is 36, and I have 40, so that's
no ID on him.
Well, no, there was no ID, no pants. However, Agent Keys, you notice that he has a tattoo on his arm that looks military.
Okay.
You can do a knowledge or an intelligence roll, see if you know what it is.
21, and I have 75.
It's a National Guard. It's a National Guard emblem and a unit number.
Okay, we can. So he's got National Guard. He's got a unit number here. We can trace that to find out who he is, where he lives. I guess we can do it. Definitely.
Well, there are computers in the morgue, so.
Yeah, I'll get on that straight away. I'll tell Doc about it, but then I'll get on to trying to sort it out.
Doc, also there's quite a lot of really good equipment in the lab, where the morgue is.
I'm gonna see. Okay, so do we have? We've already microscoped the orange fluid. What kind of spectroscopy do they have?
They've got some pretty good stuff. Yeah, you can just say that you're going to use their equipment and examine stuff.
You don't want me getting into specifics?
Yeah, I know that you could do that.
All right.
So do a biology roll.
Why is nothing... Trying to find it on the sheets.
Just no. Just your science.
Well, that's
Science.
a 93. So that's not particularly useful.
All right. The stuff is baffling. You don't gain any more information than you got before. The one thing that you do kind of get
a $90 gas tube.
The one thing that you do sort of get from it though is from your previous what you found out about the stuff, that it seems to attach itself to DNA and replicate, or attempt to replicate. You think that there's an issue with the amount of substance, that on just a small superficial bite, there's not enough of the orange liquid to do anything. It might start, but it doesn't have any more of the orange liquid. If you had a bathtub full of the orange liquid, it could reproduce a person maybe in a couple of days.
It needs critical mass.
Right.
All right. I'll make note of that.
All right. You other two guys. You were heading for the house, or what? Neighborhood.
We are
Until
going.
our partner disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what? No sanity check or anything? Nobody gave.
Yeah, you guys do a sanity check. Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, there goes Cavalier.
Oh, that Cavalier always disappearing in a bright flash. That's so Cavalier.
I made it. I passed the sanity.
Yeah.
I did as well.
I think you should still take at least 2 points of sanity.
That's generous.
Well, you don't know what happened, so.
Yeah. Okay, so Dick, from now on, let's handle those items a bit more carefully, and buddy system.
Are we? I don't know what to do. Are we still going to proceed with the plan? We've got to tell Keys and Doc that Cavalier disappeared.
What is it? We can text them on the way. I mean, I don't think that they're going to be able to help here any more than we can. And that thing is still out there.
We also did get a panic text that said "Man down, man down."
Yeah, I say, what is it? Buddy system here. We stick together and we do this as quickly as we can, and hopefully we can. Rely on the other guys to basically go through and do their part.
Well, yeah. Let's get in the car and at least get some guns. And then I guess, you can drive us. We can make some drive around look-sees, and maybe I'll call, or I'll text both Keys and Doc and say, call when you can, period. Cavaliers disappeared, period.
All right. And what is it? You can carry that pistol if you want, but we're still undercover as FEMA here, so don't go like waving shotguns in anybody's face here as we're driving around. That's just going to raise more questions.
That's sound thinking.
All right. So we're going to load up, and I think at first we're going to go by in the area that this thing disappeared, and the houses that have heat, well, that we know that have electricity, and basically look at those and see if there's any obvious signs of, skullduggery, like windows busted out, fans ripped out, that kind of thing.
How many of these houses are encased in ice?
Oh, probably every
Pretty much all of
house
them.
here. Yeah. It's a blizzard.
The snow has begun to subside for a bit, but it could just as easily come right back in. All right, so you guys are going to head towards Skip's house again, and then work your way around the neighborhood. You have a map that shows you which houses are occupied. And all right, so you guys are off doing that. The three of you at the morgue. Agent Keys, do a signal intelligence.
69 on 70. So that's
Okay. You're able to locate the number. You do some cross-referencing, and you find that the nearest National Guard outpost is in Jefferson City, Missouri. And this fellow here is most likely, well, you can identify him. His name is Jonah Washington. And his residence is 1824 West Ambrosia Street, which is the same street that Skip Mills's house is on.
Okay, I text that to Forrest and Warthog.
Okay.
And then I tell Doc about it as well. Tell Doc, and I also tell Filigree that I've identified this man.
Right, so you know the house that he came from.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, at least we know a bit more now. Might be more helpful.
I would like to do a. I'm going to do a psych roll on the deputy to see how solid he is, and whether or not I want to bring him along. That's a success.
Well,
do I get the idea that he's reliable?
Yeah. Also, you're not sure how you could prevent it anyway. This is his case.
Right.
So,
okay.
From his perspective, he's brought you in on the case.
So,
exactly.
I'll gesture the deputy over to the equipment.
Yeah.
So,
what'd you find out?
This orange fluid here is some kind of mutagen.
What does that mean?
It means there could be some shenanigans going on here. Like this, whatever caused this is concerning. Not sure where it comes from, but in small quantities like this, I believe the immune system can overcome it, but larger quantities, I'm not sure what would happen. We should go and see what occurred at this guy's residency.
Agreed. So you figured out who he was. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Jonah Washington at 1824
I just don't think
West Ambrosia Street.
Told Filigree that yet, but maybe you did.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, yeah, let's do that indeed.
All right.
I'll drive. I imagine I have a cruiser.
Yeah. You drove them here in your cruiser.
Yeah.
I did. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
All right. So you're headed out towards the house, and at the same time, the other guys are. You've gotten to Skip's house. You were out of the car and looking around in the backyard when you got the text message. So you are now heading down. You think that it's maybe 5 houses down, and
Okay.
from your map grid, none of the houses in between are heated, are electricity, but that house is.
Okay. What is it, Dick? I say we get over there and try to secure the scene before they get here. You're muted.
How much information did we get in the text?
Just the address, I believe, and the name of the person who was attacked.
I would have put a little. I would have put the about the orange.
You would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we know that the creature is most likely in there.
Well, shit.
What
Are
is
we
it,
going in?
I wouldn't recommend it, but I say we go around and we make sure that it can't escape, and we'll wait for them to go in the front.
How many do we know? How many people live there?
No clue.
Is there a way to find that out?
Well, we can go and knock on the door if you want. I mean, I would think it'd be safer for us to sneak around the back, and wait for something to come our way.
We can do a quick perimeter march. I'm taking the 30-06. And from here on in, I have the revolver.
What is it? I'll throw it out there that that's not going to do you much good in a close range scenario. You may want to take this shotgun because, what is it? Unless they have like a sprawling estate here, whatever you're shooting at is
just houses.
It's suburbs. Yeah.
Yeah. Long gun's not going to do you much good.
Well, if I hit it, it will. I don't want to get close. I'm just going to take the 30-06 and walk around kind of like the property line. Oh, first, what nearby houses have power besides the Washington house? Does the house, you said there were 5 non-powered houses between Washington and Mills. What's on the other side of Washington? Powered or dead houses?
Yeah. Well, no, there's maybe a couple houses that have power, but they're farther down.
They're farther down.
Okay. What is it? If at all possible, I'm going to try to get into this, to get into the house at the address that we want from the house behind it and jumping over like the gate or fence in the back.
All right.
Basically so that we don't come from the front.
All right. So you're going through.
Sure.
You're going through the backyards of the interval houses. All right.
Little Rascal style.
Does the house on the other side of the block from Washington have power?
Good question.
No.
Okay, perfect. So then, yes, we'll cut through that yard.
Right. All right. So the separation between these yards is a small chain link fence, but the chain link fence is only about 4 feet high. So easily gotten over. You go over the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one. And as you're coming up to the one in between the yard you're in and the 1824 West Ambrosia Street, you can see that there are a number of cars parked in the backyard. It looks like there are 3. 2 of them are completely buried in ice. The third one is a Jeep style car, and it is not. It is setting in the driveway. It seems it's got some snow on it that has recently fallen, but it obviously was not here during the ice storm.
Okay. What is it?
How much snow has fallen on it? Has it been here an hour, 2 hours?
Probably a day or so.
Okay, but it wasn't here for this. Okay, so
No.
it's like, and I whisper this to Forrest, it's like he wasn't here and he came home to check on things.
It could also be that one of his neighbors or somebody he knew in the city was lost power and came over here to shelter with him because they knew he had it.
True, that it could be that. Okay, but if it's 3 cars, that means there's probably more people in there.
Oh yeah, this is a populated area.
It's
we
a large 2-story house.
Yeah, we definitely need to wait for the guys before we crack this one. But I like your idea about the perimeter. I'm going to stay.
Wait, just hang on a sec. I quick text both Doc and Keys, and the text says on site. What's your ETA? Oh, I'll give the address. 1824.
They have it. They gave it to you.
They gave it to us.
Oh, okay. So I say on site.
5 minutes.
Okay.
I'll reply 5 min.
Yeah, let's establish a perimeter before we attempt to breach here.
Okay, we are in. I text. We are in backyard. Period. Armed. Period.
All right.
And then I get text again. Cavalier still missing. Period.
All right. Agent Forrest and Agent Todd, do an alertness.
Ooh, goody.
Yes. A 10 under a 22.
Wow. I hosed that one good. No.
Okay. Dick, as you are looking nervously at the house, you can see where the snow seems to have sort of subsided in the backyard against the house. And as you strain to look, you realize that the doors, or the outside doors to the basement, look like they have been broken in.
Yeah. I tap Forrest on the shoulder and then I point.
Oh, geez. What? Oh.
I point to the basement doors.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely the entry point there. What is it? We definitely need to, guard that in case they try to come out that way. What is it? When we get word that they're up in front, I suppose we can come in there and, have a little bit of a scissor maneuver.
You can see the front yard. You can see the front of the house.
Yeah,
You can't see the front of the house. You can see the street in front. Yeah, it's not that big of a property.
Yeah.
You see a police car turning the corner and heading in your direction.
Let's just. Well, I'm going to walk to the right of the house. You walk to the left of the house. We'll meet in the front just to see what we see, and then we'll bring everybody up to speed.
What is it? I'll point to his rifle and say, "You sure you want to be waving that around when a cop drives up?"
Yeah, I'm FEMA. It's cool.
I want to hear that argument.
All right. So Keys and Doc and Filigree, you pull up into the front, and Filigree, you immediately notice that there's a couple of creepy-looking fellows hiding in the backyard with guns, but they're also dressed like FEMA.
Those your friends?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Any reason why they're hiding in the bushes with guns?
Have not a clue.
I would assume backup. I did let them know that there was a mutagen involved. I'll have to talk with them about
Should I be wearing
their response.
Should I be wearing a mask or something?
Maybe Potentially.
Yeah.
What do you have in your vehicle?
I don't know. Do I have a mask in my vehicle?
Well, we'll have some.
They're
We'll
talking
have
about
A
a
some.
ninja
riot helmet?
Probably
gas
not.
mask.
Probably not.
We'll probably have
Face
face
shield.
masks.
All right. Well,
So.
just don't swallow any unknown orange fluids. Should be fine. I'll go
Right.
and talk with them.
Yeah, I get out of the car.
Right.
And I'll walk over. Forrest, Todd, what are you doing?
What is it? We found the entry point for the entity.
Oh,
In the back of the house, the
Yeah.
basement doors have been busted in.
What is it?
All right.
What entity?
Hi,
I'm
officer.
sorry, we haven't been introduced. What is
We're
it?
FEMA.
Name's Forrest, and you were?
Deputy Elias Filigree.
Huh. Pleasure, sir. What is it? The short of it is we've been chasing something. We found some tracks leading up to the place, and the location was breached over yonder.
Chasing something? What are you chasing?
Not quite sure, but what is it? We suspect it may have hostile intent.
And this has to do with the emergency situation here?
What is
No.
it?
No. It's taking advantage of the emergency situation, officer. We think it might be some sort of cult activity, and broken into the house. That's kind of a breaking and entering thing, and we've got pretty good evidence that the family or residents inside are at risk. Could be contaminated.
We better go in then. I'll lead the way.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I'll follow right behind Filigree.
Keys, we've got some additional armament in the car.
Actually,
I'll
so
pick
do
one.
I. Are you saying we're going to need additional armament?
You might.
We have reason to believe that there are violent intentions of this entity.
Or cult.
Right.
Maybe a cult.
Well, I'm probably already wearing my vest.
Yeah.
Especially since it's so cold. But I'll pop the trunk open then, and I'll holster my 9mm, and I'll pull out the AR-15 from the trunk.
I'll
Only
pick
in
up a
America.
shotgun. I'll pick up a shotgun from the from our car. And,
Doc,
We got one left.
And I'll go right up there and knock on the door.
and then I'll follow
Gotta get
Filigree
ready.
as soon as I got my shotgun.
I'm going over by the basement that's kind of breached, so that if something comes out, I'll be there waiting.
Okay.
I'm gonna arm myself with a flashlight and a medical bag.
do we have do our jackets say FEMA or anything? Or is it all? Do we all look the same?
Yes, you were all given costumes, if you will.
Right.
By
Right.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
don't they have like blue jackets, like a
blue
Yeah,
jackets.
blue.
You got
Yeah.
little blue hats on.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Except
think
for
we
the
should go
deputy.
in. All right. I think, Forrest, I think we should go in the back.
And just stay in the back and make sure no one runs.
All
Do
right.
what you want. I'm going to the front door.
Yeah, I'll go with the deputy with the medical shit.
Yeah, and I'm
And
behind
get ready
Filigree.
to test people.
Doc, you stay behind me, and then
Yeah, well, let's
Right.
get some order first and then see if we can suss out what's going on here.
Yeah,
Who was-
honestly, I
Who
don't know
was
how to use this
in
thing.
Mills's house?
Hmm?
Cavalier and me, and who else was with us? Doc.
Me.
You remember, Doc? You remember
Mm-hmm.
in Mills's house, and you remember.
Wait, who's Mills?
Unimportant. Let's get this done here.
Unimportant.
Mills who? Do I know Mills?
Scott Mills. Yeah.
Tom? I mean, how small
No.
town is this? Do I know Mills? No, he lives
No,
in the
it's
street.
not that small of a town.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
Knock on the door. Any answer?
There is no answer at the front door, and the door is locked.
Okay.
So while you're doing that, the guys in the back, what are you doing? Are you just waiting?
Who's in the back? Just Forrest and I?
Yep, we're going in, aren't we?
Okay. All right.
All right. You want to go in first or second? Or you want to flip for it?
Side by side. Do we have flashlights?
The
Side by
lights
side
are
through a broken window.
the lights are on in the basement. You can
Yeah,
see down.
let's do this.
And what you're actually seeing is like 7 cement steps going down into the basement. There's a cement floor, but the steps are covered in snow at this point.
Are there any tracks?
No, but the door looks almost literally torn open.
All right. Tripping hazard. Let's go carefully here.
All right. You can do an alertness.
Big time fail.
Oh, I'm having a horrible time at this.
Okay, that's fine. All right. When you go down the steps, you can see that it's a fairly decent-sized basement. There are a number of boxes and things that people would store down in the basement, old junk and bits and pieces of furniture. The room is, well, this is what your guess is. If the house is kind of mostly a rectangle, it's a gigantic rectangle. However, in the middle of the room, there is a dividing wall and stairs going up into the house. So you can see in this part where all the junk and stuff is, but you can't see around the corner to the rest of the basement from where you are.
Is it warm in here?
Is there what?
Is it warm in here?
Not particularly because of the big hole in the door.
Yeah.
But it's warmer than outside.
Yeah, it's probably pretty toasty comparatively, but what is it? I'm not a big fan of leaving that exit exposed, so one of us is going to go through and do a sweep of the basement, and the other one's going to stand by this door to make sure nothing gets out behind us.
Okay, who's going down the stairs first?
What is it? What'll it be, Dick? Do you want to stand by the door or search the basement?
I'll search the basement.
All right, I'll stand by the door while Dick leads.
30-6.
Dick, do a con roll.
07. Success.
You manage not to slip and slide down the stairs. So you get to the bottom, and you are now at the base of the cellar stairs in the room. Like I see, there's junk all around you.
And I have my revolver out.
Okay.
Sticking to a wall, I'm just going to kind of sweep around the room.
No, you can't stick to the walls because there's junk all around.
Right, so I'm as close as
You're
I
moving
can.
through the middle, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
And what is it? I'm laying on my belly, trying to keep him in sight as long as I can. But obviously, when he gets around the corner, that's not going to happen.
Right. When you come to the passage, it's not a passage, just the part of the room that doesn't have the middle stairs.
Yep.
You can see that the side of the room you're on was where a lot of storage was. And the other side of the room looks like the laundry area.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing you think is that lying on the ground in front of the washer and dryer is a big plastic bag. Big black plastic bag. And it seems to be jiggling.
I back up.
Okay.
I get in sight of Forrest and I wave him down here.
All right. I will make my way down the stairs. You said a con roll?
Yeah. Well, that was, to go down the stairs. The other three, you've realized that nobody's answering the door. What do you want to do?
Well,
Well, wait. Filigree, what do you suggest? You have a deputy?
Well, I guess I have to determine whether or not I have, reasonable cause, suspicion that there's somebody in danger inside this house.
You did see the hole in the back, so
yeah, the basement.
Yeah, there's the hole in the back, and deputy.
All right.
If it elucidates some of the situation, have you seen that the John Carpenter movie, The Thing?
No.
Well, that orange shit kind of works like that. It replicates, or it attempts to replicate tissue. If this shit gets in people's brains, it's going to be awful, worse than mad cow disease.
All right, this is some pretty crazy shit he's telling me.
I know it sounds crazy, but
yeah,
you just gotta trust us. With FEMA, we know what we're doing.
All right, well, I'm going to kick the door open. Or try to.
All right. Let's do a strength roll.
Trust us. We're the federal government.
Normal success.
All right. You hit it pretty hard, and it pops, and it opens. You immediately are hit with a blast of warmth from inside.
Okay.
Temperature being turned up.
Oh, shit.
Go in and start checking corners.
Well,
Doc,
when you
the same conditions.
When you look inside, what you're looking into is kind of a central foyer of the house. Directly in front of you are stairs going upstairs to the second level. To your right, there is an opening going into a room. To the left, there's an opening going into a room. And then there's a hallway on either side of the stairs. Looks like there's doors down there, maybe to other rooms.
I'm going to send a quick text to the other two. ENT main FL.
How should we approach this? I've got the shotgun. Doc, you should be with one of us if we have to split up. You shouldn't have to.
Yeah, I'm behind you two. Let's just
Filigree,
let's move forward and see what's going on here.
Well, I'm an actual police officer, so
yeah. What do you suggest?
You guys should take the lead.
Okay.
You stick together, so we go left.
Okay.
First room.
Sounds good.
Your immediate impression of the inside here is that whoever lives here is kind of artsy-fartsy. The walls are not white. The walls are each painted some different color. There's partial murals on the wall, like big flowers and things like that. You step into the room on the left, and it is the dining room. It's a large room. There's looks like a kind of a communal table, and you can see that on the back of the room it opens into the kitchen, which is there. There are porno magazines open all over the dining room table.
Oh, shit.
Fuck. All right, on to the kitchen.
All right.
Okay.
I'm sure that there's nobody hiding in here.
Yeah, I'm scouting along as well with my shotgun.
You see directly into the kitchen there is a back door. You can see that there are a lot of unwashed dishes in the sink, and there are 3 large dog bowls on the floor.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
There is no food in the dog bowls.
I'm glad I never saw that John Carpenter movie.
Hey, Doc. You know the thing. I'm hoping it can't affect. These dogs, because I don't want to.
Just check the back door. Is the back door locked? Is it broken?
Back door is locked. It's not broken.
Okay.
Shit.
All right. Okay, cool.
The place has a sort of a female touch to it, you would think.
Okay.
But not overly so. Very artsy. Everything is all painted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's a few weird paintings on the wall, but they're not that weird.
Who's supposed to live here?
Jonah Washington.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So back then from the kitchen, back through the dining room, out back to that little kind of hall, entry
All right.
hall, and the first door on the left.
Well, the hall actually connects to the kitchen. And
Does
you
it?
see that
Okay.
the only thing left on this side is a bathroom.
Check the bathroom anyway. Got it.
Bathroom seems
Yeah.
like a little guest bathroom. Nothing in
Yeah.
particular. More art.
As we're exploring, I am trying to keep alert for anything out of the ordinary or things in the shadows.
Somebody in the house was obviously an artist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, guys. Did you climb out of the basement, or are you both in the basement?
No. I just
We are
backed
both
up
in the basement.
for us, then I waved him down here. And then when he comes down, I move forward slightly and I point at whatever is wiggling on the laundry room floor.
And I already rolled my con for the stairs. I passed that.
Okay.
What is it?
So you move around the stairs going up to the first level.
Yeah.
You look over, you see the washer and dryer, and you see this bag. But now that you get a better look at it, this is not a black plastic bag at all. To your horror, what you realize is there is a woman lying on the floor, her eyes staring at you, her mouth open, and her body has expanded into a huge, jiggling black bag. And you think there's something inside moving. You also notice that there is a tool chest thrown over next to her, and there are large quantities of blood on the ground.
A tool chest like spilled open.
Yeah. Was partly dressed, but it looks like part of her clothes are ripped, as if someone or something attacked her. She looks like she was maybe in her early 50s or maybe late 40s.
But she expanded way past human capacity.
Yes. Something is growing inside of her, and it's jiggling.
I'm calling Doc on the phone.
All right.
Doc.
Monster in basement.
Are you in the house?
Yeah, we entered the main floor.
We've got I don't know what to call it, an infested one ready to pop down here in the basement. You have to see this. This thing
Shit. All right.
Go anytime.
All right, I'll head your way.
What is it?
I don't mean I head to or try to find the basement stairs.
You're going to try to find the basement stairs? All right. It seems obvious that it's probably just on the other side of the stairs, because the stairs going upstairs would also have stairs going downstairs behind them. So you walk.
Structurally makes sense.
Right. You walk around in front of the stairs, and there's another room. You're guessing it's probably like the living room because there's couches and stuff. And once again, you can see lots of pornography in there. And then there's a little hallway, and you can see there's a door under the stairs. However, when you turn that corner, there seems to be a cloth, like a blue tarp, that has paint that's been like done in a abstract sort of design, hung up on the wall. So it's on the wall where the stairs are. And it's not hung up very well. It's like it's hiding something.
Okay. If, if Keys or Filigree followed me at all or heard
Well,
my
that was gonna
conversation.
be my
I'll just
question.
look back at him.
That was gonna be
I'd
my
have been
question.
with Doc, so.
Did you try to get my attention, or
Not particularly.
otherwise
but I
I
was on
went
the phone.
upstairs? Yeah.
I would have stayed
Okay.
with Doc. I would have stayed with Doc because
Okay, Filigree's getting ready to go upstairs.
All right. Keys,
Yeah.
ready yourself. I'm going to pull this back and
Okay,
check,
I've got the shotgun.
and I'm going to look behind it.
All right. There are blood splatters all over the wall.
Okay.
It looks like somebody was attacked.
But
and then
other than that,
this was put up there to maybe hide the blood splatters.
okay. But I can go down the stairs without.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, at the end of that hall, there are two doors. The one that's under the stairs, obviously basement, and there's one directly across from it, probably into a bedroom.
Okay.
All right.
We checked.
And Tom, was I? So I've got a medical bag. Am I able to prepare a syringe of sedative?
Sure.
Okay.
I do a medical roll, just make it
All right.
fair. Whether you brought anything like that.
Yeah, that's a success.
All right.
So
Yes.
So I've got a syringe. I'll turn to Keys. All right, go with Filigree. I'll meet up with the other two downstairs. There's a situation down there that we'll work on. If he sees too much, try and send him to me. All right.
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I'll quickly shout for Filigree.
Yep, and I'll head downstairs.
Filigree, wait up.
All right. So Doc, you go down the stairs, and you see the two of them standing dumbfounded near the bottom of the stairs. And as you get there, you take a look. The three of you can do sanity rolls if you didn't already.
Ooh, that's a fail.
Ooh,
Oh, I made it.
that's a pass.
All right. If you pass, do a 1d4. If you fail, do a 1d6.
All right.
Oh, that's 2 points.
3 points.
There we go. 4 points.
All right. So, Doc, you're a little shaken by what you see.
Like I was expecting it, but that shit's messed up.
Yeah, and this kind of goes without saying, but Forrest has a his gun trained on the victim/entity, and if it sneezes, I might shoot it.
All right, I'm going to inspect it. Is the lady still conscious?
No.
Alive?
No, she's dead.
Super dead. All right.
Yeah, you're
That makes my
100%
job
sure she's
slightly. That makes my job slightly easier.
okay.
So, with whatever medical shit I've got, I'm going to make the most lethal injection I can.
Wait. This is a really good opportunity
Nope.
to capture one of these things.
Nope.
Hold on.
We have
make
multiple
this.
entities. We cannot capture a living
Let me make
specimen.
this just in case. We don't know what's upstairs yet.
Yeah.
We
This
don't
is
know
not
how
the
many
adult
people
that
were in here.
This is not the adult that breached the perimeter. We do not have the capability to take multiple entities alive. It is okay for us to take out one of them.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what you want to. Do you want to study this or what?
Here's what
Personally, I'd rather burn and then.
Here's what I think. That
Doc?
we were sent here to catalog and like salvage the green box stuff. In the green box, item 10A was an ammo crate with a living specimen.
Right.
So shouldn't we try to refill the
Well-
ammo crate with a living specimen?
What is it? We'll worry about that when we find one.
I feel like that's a spirit of the law versus letter of the law kind of argument. Currently, I'm feeling more spiritual.
What is it, Doc? Do your job.
Like, so I'll have 2 syringes ready. Any objections?
Wait, what are you going to do? Just shoot this thing full of, like, poison?
Ideally, and if it doesn't die, then you can try high velocity poison.
But if you're just going to jab it through the human cocoon here, you don't know what you're going to hit. You might not hit anything.
It's connected by.
I'd rather not perform a cesarean section right now, but
it's connected by its blood system. Otherwise, the young couldn't survive.
Right, but that's based on sort of human and mammalian biology. We don't know what this thing is.
Also parasites. It's feeding on the host. So if you poison the host,
well, the host isn't circulating blood anymore.
Yeah, the host is dead.
Yeah.
The 3 of you do an alertness.
This is going to be bad.
Oh, no, that's a fail.
No, that is the first one that I passed tonight.
Right.
That's a fail. I'm just perched over this thing, looking back at the other 2, talking to him.
Those of you who passed, it takes you a second to realize it. You think it at first, and you don't pay that close attention. And then the more you guys are discussing what you're going to do, the more you begin to realize that the vibrations of this thing, this liquid bag full of stuff, is actually reacting to your voices. It's wobbling as you guys speak, as if it's detecting your sound vibrations.
Ooh, cheese and crackers.
Like, if you guys want me to cut this thing open, I'll do it. But
wait, Doc.
What?
It's reacting to our voices.
Shit.
Does it stop moving as we quiet down?
Yeah. Well,
right,
yes and no. There's still obviously something. It's like you're looking at a huge fetal sac. So there's still something moving, but it's not reacting to the sound of your voices.
I'm gonna back up and whisper to him.
Yeah.
Filigree's 2 floors up.
Yeah, why'd you bring a cop?
We don't have time to debate this.
We gotta keep this quiet.
What's more, we can't have 3 people down here guarding an embryo when there's an adult probably up there with keys.
Yeah. We gotta do this. We gotta do this quick and quiet.
What are we gonna do? You want to kill it?
Ideally, yes.
Best way to neutralize it. That is the best way to minimize casualties.
Like, we do anything else, we risk this thing getting out and starting again.
What if I found a big old crate to throw it in?
I look at it. It's like human-sized, right?
Yeah, half human-sized, maybe.
Yeah.
Tom, I want to go into the other part of the room where there's all the junk and just see if there's some kind of old dresser or steamer chest or...
Nothing like that. They're all cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
The stuff in them all seems to be like childhood stuff. Girly childhood stuff.
What is it? Here, Warthog, we don't have time for that. If you feel strongly about it, you stay down here, you guard this. We have to go upstairs to potentially deal with the threat.
Doc, do an alertness.
That's a pass.
Whatever this woman was wearing is kind of stretched and popped open. But you suddenly realize that there's a rectangle in what was a pocket on this. You're pretty sure that's her cell phone.
I'm going to take that out
All right.
very delicately.
You pull it out. It's a cell phone.
And I'm going to turn it on to silent.
Okay.
I'm going to flick that switch.
It lights up,
Right.
but it's got looks like it's got the fingerprint reader.
Her hand's still normal, right?
More or less, yeah.
All right.
Splayed out on the sides.
Yeah, while I'm down here, I might as well unlock her phone and see what's up.
All right.
Any new messages?
There is. There is a voicemail. You hit the voicemail, and it is a woman's voice.
Okay.
And she says, hi, this is Tilda Hastings. Looks like our pipe broke in the basement. We have water. Can you come and fix it? Thanks. Bye. This looks like the message was sent at about 5:30 a.m. And
This is a repairman.
well, you also notice from
landlord.
the phone, looking around the phone, yeah, that this person owns a number of properties. And I should have said it says, hi, Pamela. Sorry.
Okay.
Hi, Pamela. This is Tilda.
What is it? We have one infected upstairs who is luring victims here. We can't waste any more time. Dick, if you...
Do we know we've got one infected upstairs?
Yes, they
We
lured a
Well,
victim over here.
Not necessarily, but
We
don't know what's
can't.
upstairs.
We
If
can't
you-
debate this. We just can't. We don't have time. Dick, if you want to guard this, you can do it. I'm not going to stop you. Don't let this
Don't-
thing get out.
don't give it an inch. If it starts rupturing at all, end it.
Something tells me we're going to have ample opportunities to take multiple creatures
Like
in various stages.
we can
have to get
throw
upstairs.
we can
before-
throw the mason jar back in the box if you want to obey the letter of the law here, but do not give this thing an inch.
Okay.
What is
Right.
it? I'm
Forrest,
going.
let's head up.
Yeah, I'm going upstairs to check on Keys and Deputy Filigree.
Yeah. So now I've got 3 syringes prepared. One full of sedative, and then 2 that are lethal.
Okay. Oh, I'm trying to set something up.
That's not ominous.
Why can't I do this? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Lethal are in right side pockets. Sedative is in left side pocket. Just FYI, not mixing those 2 up.
So are you going to inject the thing with this stuff?
Not yet, because
All right.
Yeah, we left.
Warthog is babysitting.
Yeah,
Alright.
we left Warthog to babysit, and we're going upstairs to check on Filigree and Keys.
All right. Filigree and Keys. You get to the top of the stairs, and it's kind of like a T. So you get to the top of the stairs, and it goes in both directions, and there's a door at each end. These are obviously bedrooms.
Do you want to take one each, or?
You also realize that the house is arranged like apartments at this point.
I can't hear you, Ian. If you are speaking.
How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll take the left.
Okay, I'll take the right.
All right. Agent Keys. The door is closed, but it's not locked.
I
You start to open the door, and without getting it 4 inches open, you realize that there is blood and gore all over the floor inside this room. It's a bedroom. And there is something lying next to the bed that looks like a very large black plastic bag that's jiggling. But that's all you see, and the smell is atrocious.
Oh man. Filigree, how's your room? I will.
Deputy Filigree. You open up your door, and you are looking into a bedroom, obviously a girl's room. The carpet seems, kind of worn out. There's art all over the walls. You can see there's pornography. There is a laptop, desk computer, and a cell phone sitting on a desk. But what makes you jump at first is there is something large and odd standing in the corner of the room. Your best guess would be some sort of a sculpture of a gorilla thing with a ginormous penis and huge
But it's a sculpture. It's not moving.
well, this is as you're opening the door.
Man.
But it's horrible. It's got a huge, it doesn't have a head. It has sort of a tubular thing with a gigantic sucking mouth with hundreds of little teeth and some enormous looking bat-like ears. But the more you look at it, the more you think that it must be a sculpture, because it's like something from Dungeons and Dragons.
All right. Well, this room's clear. I turn and start going back towards Keys. What do you got on your end?
I've entered a lot of blood, a lot of guts, some black sack, I think. Anything juicy in that room? Anything at all?
Some freaky sculpture shit. This chick's a fucking really disturbed artist. Look like something from a fucking H.R. Geiger painting in there.
Oh, fuck me.
All right,
So I'll go look in the room that he was in.
All right. As you're walking across the hall, the other guys get to the bottom of the stairs and see you and start up.
But is
Right.
it? I'm not going to call out to them. I'm going to join up with people because apparently the entities are sensitive to sound. And as soon as I get close, I'm going to motion that they, shh.
So I go into the room and see the large black
right,
bag that's pulsing. And
you open up the door, and when you do, you're hit with a horrible, fetid smell. There on the floor is a person, you'd guess. It looks like they're bloated enormously. Looks like a scroungy-looking fellow with a partial beard, completely naked, but blown up like a blimp. There is blood everywhere. There is blood splattered on the walls. There's a bed. There's blood all over the bed. There is a video camera set up on the side of the bed with recording equipment. This is obviously a murder. There's also on the far wall, there are paintings, and the paintings are insane. They're pictures of that thing in the other room. And
fuck.
The guy
I'm sure
said that it was a cult.
I let out a loud exclamation. Oh, fuck, what the?
You can do it. It's a sanity roll as well.
Yeah.
You too, Alex, if you haven't.
Yeah, because
I rolled a 4.
That's a fail, a 96. So
Right. Filigree,
Oh, what have you found up there, gentlemen?
roll 4 and 4 sanity. I mean, a 4-sided dice. Alex, you roll a 6-sided dice.
okay. Luckily, it was only 3. So
Okay.
You guys better all get downstairs, get outside. This is a
no,
murder scene.
no.
What is it?
But-
I will
hang on.
Grab my radio and I start radioing in.
Hold on.
For,
Hold up.
That's
Hold
something
up.
I need to
dispatch.
say.
Deputy,
That's something I
wait.
need to say.
hold. What is it? Keys, we got a situation in the basement. What is it?
Yeah.
Living entity.
You're up there with
Okay.
Keys. You came up the
Yeah.
stairs.
Yeah, I'm telling
Can
you.
we look into the room and see?
Yeah.
Oh, another one.
Right.
Okay.
Just this dark.
This
Filigree?
one seems bigger, and it seems to be very wobbly. You almost can think that the skin is really super thin.
Right.
Well,
at this point.
I'm
I've
going
got-
to
Right.
I'm going to lean in close to Doc and say, "Can you take care of this one?"
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna gesture to both Keys and Filigree. Just
What
Yeah.
are you talking about, man? There's
Yes.
people dead here.
Doc,
get out.
Shh.
we're talking
Quiet.
in the hallway.
What is it? I'll
And
pull
I'm
the
gonna-
deputy. I'll pull the deputy aside and just kind of distract him and be like, "The doc's gonna have a look."
Everybody who's up top, do a dex roll.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's
That's pretty
that
good.
is
But what's
a-
my dex?
no,
That's a
that's
pass.
That's a pass.
Success.
Did you all pass?
Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a 7.
All right,
Dexterity is kind of garbage.
but none of you failed.
It's still passed. Yes.
Okay. So you don't make any loud noises, but you do make a little bit of noise. And when you do, that thing reacts very strongly.
Okay.
Okay,
So I'm
Doc.
going to watch it, and if I see something like a bump brush against the outside of the, I'm gonna look at that and kind of gauge anatomy on what's inside just from the bumps.
What is it?
If you want me to roll for that.
No,
Okay.
I think that's what you begin to see. It's almost as if there's a hand inside a muscular arm pushing.
Can I find a head or a torso?
Can't see any.
Just
any
the arm.
details. Right.
Okay.
Okay, so I go Forrest. Stay with Filigree and just
What is it?
look in this room. Doc, you do your thing. I've noticed that the drawings here match something that Filigree was on about, so I'm gonna go and check out the other room.
All right. You see what he saw. You see this statue made of clay. It's incredibly detailed. You realize that, imagine, if you will, a human torso, but on a large level with large muscles. The thing stands on its hands, and from the torso down, the body is sort of recurved forward with what at first looks like an enormous penis sticking out, but it's not a penis. It's the thing that was in Skip's throat.
Okay.
It has the same features on it, and they're in exquisite detail. Whoever this was, it's perfect. It's a perfect representation. It also, you get immediately the impression that they were worshiping it, that they've got candles around and they've painted paintings. Some of the paintings are actually painted with blood.
Okay.
It looks like they've created a kind of a jungle, and they've painted this thing.
I'll take a photograph on
your phone?
Yeah, on my phone. I'll just take a photograph of it and of the candles. Just
What is it?
as I went.
Yeah, as all this is happening, I'm going to text Warthog and say, if you hear gunshots, pop the bubble and come running.
There,
We need a sample. Text.
there also, Alex, is a laptop and a cell phone on the table.
Okay, I will check both. I'll do my usual business.
All right. Do what is it? Signal intelligence.
Fuck off. I got 3 O's. Three
Yeah.
zeros.
So the laptop, you're not sure if it wasn't plugged in or if it's dead or what, but it's not functioning. It doesn't look like it's broken, so you don't know why. Do the cell phone though. Roll signal intelligence for that one.
Okay, that is 70. I'm 70. So
Okay. It's a model that you find fairly easy to circumnavigate the thing, and you find a voice message on it. You realize that this cell phone belonged to Tilda Hastings.
okay.
And there is there's a couple things on here. There is a message from a woman named Pamela Decatur, and it says, "Hi Tilda, I'll be there at 9 a.m." You're guessing it's the woman downstairs.
Okay.
And that call was made at 5:30 a.m. So it matches up. The other one is the very last message that's on there.
Hey ladies, it's Chad. We got power. Party's on. Maximilian Hall, 9 p.m. tomorrow. See you there.
And that is where we're going to leave you guys for the moment, except there's a little bit more. So I just want to read off to you. This is concerning Agent Cavalier. Agent Cavalier, you don't know how long you were unconscious. The last thing you remember was feeling elation for solving the 9-sided box puzzle. Now you just feel hot. As you open your eyes, there is a strong brightness that stabs into your skull. You blink to allow your eyes to adjust. The light is weird. You seem to be in the open air, but you're lying on a tiled pavement. There is a cacophony of colors all around you, and you begin to realize your situation. There are buildings behind you, towering towards the sky like mountains, and ahead of you, a deep valley, also covered in strange buildings. Nothing is square, no sharp corners anywhere, like great mushrooms they are, and all surrounded by a lush jungle, black and dense. The heat is oppressive, and as you look into the sky, you're terrified to see 3 suns. One is huge and red. It dominates the sky. The second is blue, but substantially smaller. And the third one is orange-yellow. It's a trinary system of stars. The colors create strange multicolored shadows. As you stand, you can see a huge arched doorway in the organic structure behind you. 3 figures approach. The creatures on each side are alien, barrel-shaped, weird monstrosities, 9 feet tall, like some huge sea creature, elevated from the ground by slithering tentacles. The top is a star shape with bulbous, round, red, unblinking eyes. There appear to be fan-like wings. They stretch out to either side. And in front, there's a network of tentacled hands that grasp long spear-like weapons like golden halberds. Strangest of all, in this alien landscape, is the one in the center. It's an old woman. She's dressed in a brown peasant costume, like something from the 1600s. The three glide forward. You notice then that the puzzle box is sitting there, reassembled next to you. The old woman places her hand on it. She smiles and she looks at you, her cracked lips parting to show old, damaged teeth. My thanks to you, agent of Delta Green, for returning this unto me. Now, at last, I can get on with my work. She turns to the alien creatures. We may have need of him in the future. Place him in one of the high towers so that he may look down and wonder at his fate. Do it now. The creatures immediately approach with their spears pointed at you. I would say unto thee, fare you well, but alas, you will not. The old woman cackles as they take you to some blistering tower prison on an alien planet with no hope of ever returning. And that's the end of your character.
Oh my god.
And the end of
Being
our game
inquisitive,
this
boys.
evening. Our players included Brian Daly, Matt Ryan, Josh Harwood, Ryan Cesney, and Ian Christensen, with yours truly as the keeper of the secrets. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 to a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.